Hi, Joshua. Thanks for opting into the video critique. I think your ad is off to a good start. I definitely like this one. I think it's pretty funny. Um, and I like your font selection up here with it being large. I would probably move it down a little bit. Seems like it's hugging the top portion of that page a little bit too much. I'd probably try to remember, um, maybe not. Actually, I think the placement for this is good. They're kind of in this upper portion of the page, not perfectly centered, but looking good. But I would pull this down so they're a little bit closer, probably have hammer time right in this portion. These do feel really squished, like they feel like they're too narrow. I don't know if I don't think the hammers are usually this narrow either. It feels like all three of these have been really smushed in, so they're too thin. So I would pull them out so they're proportionally feel a little bit better. I don't think this doesn't look like the right proportions for the hammer either, but especially the legs look way too thin and narrow. So I'd pull them out wider for sure, and maybe put them a little bit closer together so you have a real striking visual image in the middle here. Um, and then I would probably recommend for your logo, try to see if you can find one that doesn't have this yellow background. Um, Look for one that has a clear background, so that means you'll be searching for a PNG file. DeWalt. Let me see if I can find one. So here we go. Here's the DeWalt PNG file. This shows up as black, but it might be fine. Look for that and then try to place one that's just going to have the word as opposed to this yellow background around it. And then I would probably also, first I wanted to mention you have to be sure to include your body copy, 1 to 2 sentences, and a call to action. So body copy is where you're going to elaborate about the product or tie it into your headline. And then call to action is you're going to tell people where they are available to purchase. Okay, so you can usually find out that pretty easily. This also looks like it's squished, looks like it's been pushed in, like it probably was more rectangular, more like this, and now it's been made into a square. So really watch your proportions carefully. Um, I always forget if it's shift or control, but hold one of those. That'll help you resize things proportionally as opposed to having them get skewed, which all of your images right now look skewed. Okay, then your background. I'm not loving this background. It feels a little bit dated. It feels a little bit more like it's upholstery for an armchair as opposed to a cool setting for a background for hammer time. So you could go two routes. You could have something that looks kind of like a super minimalistic stage, or you could go like a brick background or a concrete background, something along those lines. Um, this is on Pexels. You can put in background concrete, like maybe something like this would be kind of cool. Or like this. Oh, or this is kind of grungy. Could feel like it goes along with hammer time, okay. Or this looks cool. Kind of modern feeling. Okay, so I could see, obviously this would be rotated, but I could see your 3 hammers. You'd probably want to crop out the super dark part of it and maybe crop it into where it's just kind of white and grungy, and then your hammers would be running sideways because you would rotate this. But see how this adds a little bit of interesting visual texture, but it's not too visually assertive. So that's kind of the route you want to go. Something kind of simple without too much going on, maybe like this. And I would probably keep it white or even like this. Okay, so I think that's going to help it feel a little bit more contemporary as well. But just really make sure you're watching the proportions of things. Make sure you get in all these minimum requirements. These will bring you down quite a bit if you're missing any of these. Okay, but you're heading in the right track. Just keep on working on finalizing it. All right, thanks, Joshua.